Please rise for the pledge. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Board Member Drake?
Here.
Board Member Nysel?
Here.
Board Member Steen? Board Member Van Blarkum?
Here.
Supervisor DeSclafani?
Here. And a motion to accept last month's minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Tonight, we're going to be opening bids for a planning firm to help us update our comprehensive plan. We'll be opening bids to repair Glenbrook Park Pavilion and put another bathroom in a storage shed that already accommodates a bathroom. In conjunction with NYSDEC, we're planning to pledge to a greenhouse gas inventory and community climate action plan. And speaking as the Phoenicia Water Board, to be eligible for any grants and funding, we're updating the Phoenicia Water Engineers Report. Also, to be eligible and to be more financially stable, soon we'll need to increase the water rates. Supervisor's financial report: ambulance donation 200, vital statistics 1,210, ambulance $15,915.73. Town clerk easy pass fees $177.50. STR receivables $2,600. Planning $150. Building permit fees $4,901. Dog licenses $31.50. Zoning $475. Water rents $18,000. Justice fees $5,402. Cell tower SBA $1,421.34. Highway revenue $250.80. Higley $208.44. Smith's DUP payment, I believe that's a water company refund, $166.92. Pine Hill Water Hookup $750. MAVH $700. Verizon credit $6.23. Retirement reimbursement $110,335. Sales tax $112, $397.53. $112,397, with the total of $275,298.99. Communications choice.
I didn't have time to type up our events, so I have to read it from our website on this tiny phone. But all of our events for the town, anything of interest is always listed on our website. It's updated daily, shandaken.us. Plus, we also have on our Facebook page, even though you hate Facebook, look at it now and then. Ulster County Board of Elections is hiring election inspectors, and the pay is pretty good, and the training's not so bad, what I've heard. So they get paid pretty well. So if you want some extra cash during election time,
over
go for it.
$16 an hour.
Yeah, it's not bad. Hey, and they work like a million hours.
Yeah.
They're working from like 6 in the morning until 9 o'clock at night, so figure it out. It's pretty good. And you're just sitting there, you know. So it's a good deal, and the women enjoy it. They all get along. Saturday is Italian night at the American Legion, Saturday, September 16th at 3 p.m. We have the book club coming up at the library, the computer fixers at the library. Of course, we have the farmers market still going on in Phoenicia. The artisans market is the third Saturday of the month, which I think that's coming up. And so, like I said, check our events on the town website.
And we have a letter of support we're going to read for our ad hoc group PH2 doing a
What's that, this?
downtown revitalization grant. Do you want to speak on it first?
Do you want me to read the letter? Or do you want to read the letter? Okay. Draft LOS from Town of New York forward for Pine Hill application. To whom it may concern, the Town of Shandaken is pleased to support Pine Hill's application to the New York Forward program. Town officials have participated in an informal year-long process that is called PH2 to identify needs and projects tied to its two hamlets with downtowns. We have had outstanding responses from local residents through in-person meetings as well as a survey. We believe there's a strong interest in moving forward with plans for appropriate scaled revitalization activities in Pine Hill that will benefit residents of the town as well as visitors to our many recreational assets. We also see this as an opportunity to strengthen our working relationship with several of the larger employers in our region that are adjacent to and/or within Pine Hill and could be partners in some of the New York Forward endeavors. We look forward to working with the Olympic Regional Development Authority that operates the ski center and the lake that bookend Pine Hill, the Department of Environmental Conservation that oversees the Catskill Park trails that go through Pine Hill, and the Catskill Watershed Corporation, a key resource for improving infrastructure in our town. The community engagement process for improving our town is ongoing. It includes activities sponsored by volunteers at PH2, by the members of the Town Comprehensive Planning Committee, its Climate Smart and Housing Smart initiatives. Together, we are identifying small projects that we can take on ourselves and bigger projects that require county or state support. This New York Forward application represents the type of revitalization requests we want to support in order to strengthen the town's infrastructure, its centers of commerce, and its ability to create housing and essential services for people who want to live and work here. We love it.
And I motion we support that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So I'll just say, this is round 2 of New York Forward. It'll happen every year. And this year, we're going to put in an application for Pine Hill because we have a lot of shovel-ready projects there. Next year, not in Jerusalem, but in Phoenicia.
And I want to mention Kyle isn't with us tonight. He had successful surgery. He's recuperating and recovering, but he's doing very well. Committee reports. Start with ambulance.
Good evening. August 2023 report of the town of Shandaken ambulance. Total calls received was 40. Mutual aid was given 4 times, twice to the town of Olive, or 5 times, twice to the town of Olive, 3 to the town of Lexington, and mutual aid was received once. As the dog days of summer are past, the beauty of the outdoors that we are lucky enough to enjoy living in draws droves of people to town to explore our high peaks. As much as it sounds like a theme we start every September meeting with, I'd like to remind everybody that we see an incredible increase of mountain rescues starting this month. Many embark on such treks woefully unprepared, and we will find ourselves as EMS, along with many other emergency services providers, hiking miles into the woods to locate injured or lost hikers, yet again. Many of whom have very little business being where they are rescued. For those who have not followed, are unaware of our local history, are visitors, or are new to the area, we do not have unlimited and dispensable resources. When this happens, it quite literally binds up 4 or more local volunteer fire departments, the only ambulance service available for 120 square miles, multiple police agencies, DEC rangers, and several other finite resources, up to and including state police aviation and medevac units for hours. When you make a poor decision, others in town are potentially unable to receive help when we are committed to that poor decision, on top of the tens of thousands of dollars in expenditure for manpower and equipment to remedy your kerfuffle that is quite literally on the local taxpayer's shoulders. If you're not experienced or prepared for the worst, rethink your weekend plans to hike some of the most challenging terrain in New York State. Come prepared, research the terrain, understand your physical limits. Do not do so under the influence, which is the latest fun we've been dealing with. Have the right gear and nourishment. Have a worst case scenario plan, and if you are in doubt, do not enter the trails. As I've said before, and as I will say again, we commend your desire to trek our forever wild peaks, however, do so diligently, considering our finite resources. That decision alone may save your life or someone else's. Thank you.
Thank you, Rich. Building zoning.
This month, building department had 3 floodplain permits, 12 building permits, issued 9 certificates of compliance, gave out 2 stop work orders, and issued 2 certificates of occupancy.
Thank you, Ellie. Chief, do you want to do a report?
Sure. We handled 128 calls for service and had 10 arrests this month. And then I just talked to you about executive session.
Executive session, okay. Anybody? Phoenicia Water, Pine Hill Water, Museum.
Museum.
I have a report we could read.
All right.
Museum report of August 2023. We mourn the passing of Museum Director Kathleen Myers, who died on August 26th. Her encyclopedic knowledge of Shandaken history, her love and enthusiasm for her job, and her great personal relation skills are irreplaceable. She will always be fondly remembered and greatly missed. A memorial service for Kathleen is planned for sometime in October at the museum. There were 39 visitors to the museum in August. This is comparable so far to 2023's average visitors of 40 in spite of reduced hours. Board member and volunteer Jonathan Baldwin purchased a TV cart for the museum television. Mounting the set on the 1920s plaster walls was deemed too risky. We plan to run DVDs of local history on the set. A janitorial sink with hot water was installed in the women's restroom of the museum. The museum still needs hot water service in the men's and women's hand washing sinks. Visitors researching family and property history predominated in August. There are 4 applicants so far for the museum director position. The minimum wage salary and weekend hours may be a deterrent. The museum board will start interviews soon. Respectfully submitted, Catherine Ellen Stringer.
Thank you, Robert.
And that memorial service will be on Saturday the 7th
Saturday.
of October.
Is there a time?
Not that I saw.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Parks and Rec.
Sam or Autumn?
Sam, first, could I ask if you know anything about Big Indian
I
Park?
texted you.
Yes.
Oh,
I
you did?
texted you. that,
Okay,
Yeah.
then never mind.
She's going to tell you.
I will review
okay,
that right now.
okay.
So we reached for our National Parks Upgrade Project, we reached our initial GoFundMe goal of $10,000.
Woo woo.
Yeah, thank you all. We've increased the goal significantly to help complete the projects, although we are looking at different grants that suit our needs. The PH2 group is applying for a New York Forward grant for Pine Hill, and we'll discuss including upgrades to Smith Park. Jan, thank you. All four parks were inspected on August 29th, and some of the playground equipment was deemed unsafe and needs to be removed. Majority of it was very good, and we just have to do some additional updates to those, but there is caution tape. Autumn has gone around and caution taped the equipment that was deemed completely unsafe and needs to be removed. What? No, it wasn't the merry-go-round. Like, we happy to be wrong. Yeah. I was so happy to be wrong on that, because I 100% thought that was going to go. But now that can stay. It just needs some different stuff going on with that. But yes, that can stay. We discussed the fact that the town's liability on injury, God forbid, is the same regardless of that inspection or not. We are hoping the removal of the equipment will be completed by the highway department. Because it's not just aesthetic needs now, it is actual safety concerns. Autumn has been working on creating youth surveys and community surveys to see what wants and needs the community has for the park's upgrades. We are working on those and we'll distribute those in the very near future. We do need property surveys of all four parks before any sort of planning can get started. So we've been reaching out to the DOT for Big Indian Park and St. Francis for the parish, but I'll assume we don't. Do we have anything for Glenbrook or Smith officially? Surveyed? We're gonna figure that out. We'll figure out how to get those done. We'd like permission from the town board to update the current and existing Shandaken Parks plan, led by the Parks and Rec Committee. And Elizabeth did a very fabulous job at an RFQ and detailed projects list for Glenbrook maintenance. And our next parks meeting will be Wednesday, the 20th of this month at Glenbrook Park at 6 p.m.
Yeah, and 2 additional things. The slides that are being pulled out, we're not just going to scrap them. We're probably going to cut the legs off and keep them, try to repurpose them so that they're a little safer but still functional. Okay. And the next meeting of the Mount Tremper Park Committee has been pushed to October 3rd, which is a Tuesday, 7 p.m. here.
Okay.
And I don't know if you want to just, Autumn, did you have anything you wanted to elaborate on what we've been doing as far as the project for parks?
In terms of the thing or just
There's a number of things in each of the parks. Again, not as much as we kind of anticipated, but I didn't know if you had anything
babies that everybody uses, which is also critically needing to be fixed, the surfacing.
Everything needs to be covered with foam, right?
But
It's very specific,
yeah, there's a lot of specific things.
specific.
So.
Hitting that gravel with a high rate speed off that thing, that's the right destination.
Thank you. All right. Comments on resolutions. Rob.
Not exactly on the resolutions, but question as to why the resolutions were not listed on the website, which is updated daily, as said before.
Yes.
They were not
Yes,
on the
I know.
website the entire day.
They weren't because, I know, I totally forgot.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Eric came to my office, said, town clerk, I'm trying to look up the agenda, and I was like, and then the bell went off, I go, oh crap.
Yeah, we did this
But
last.
thank you. Anytime you don't see it, feel free to shoot me a message, call me.
Gave it to her
I don't care.
last
I'm
week.
not perfect. But, you know, I'm sorry.
Don't know what's being discussed. So,
I know.
that being said, on the Phoenicia Engineers update, the money, is that coming directly out of the Phoenicia Water District budget?
Yes. Right.
Okay.
As of now. I mean, unless we decide to take it out of the ARPA funds, which is a,
We'll just have to pay it back. The ARPA money was given to the town of Shandaken, not the Phoenicia Water District.
True,
So you
true.
pay it to the Phoenicia
There
Water
are some,
District, pay it back to the town of
yeah.
Shandaken.
Yeah.
Can that-
It's slated to come out of the district it's used for.
Yeah.
Right.
It's gonna come out of that existing budget as it stands. It's got that much.
Yeah.
Do you intend to, evaluate the responses to the RFP, RFQ, or, because typically there's like some sort of an evaluation process and you don't just accept a bid. It's not the same as a bid where, you know, you're looking at the,
Yeah, I think we're gonna take some time to look these over and, I mean, how many do we have?
For the comprehensive plan, there's 3.
There's 3.
There's 1 for Glenbrook.
Yeah, okay.
I think we should still look it over, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Comprehensive plan,
Absolutely. It's
typically-
not something I
didn't
wanna
get
go
see-
to.
I'm on the comprehensive plan committee, and I didn't get to see a copy of what the specifications for the RFP that the companies are supposed to respond to, but typically in an RFP like that, you would provide, the specific criteria for evaluation so that each company knows, what basis you will be using to make the decision. Do we have something like that, or are they just sort of like blindly?
Oh, no, I gave them the same thing that, and it comes off the state. And it's what Olive used, basically, an RFQ for doing a RFP for doing a comprehensive plan. So it's a boilerplate RFP. Boom, give us your best shot, essentially. It's pages, it's 14 pages long.
I was specifically asking about like the criteria for evaluation. Did you specify how, what specifically that was?
Yeah,
Usually it's like 30% price, 50% actions, or a point system, or some way to objectively evaluate the different responses.
well, we're not gonna accept a bid tonight. We're gonna look through them and pick a date in 2 weeks and decide then, but between now
So you
and
won't
then.
discuss the
So-
merits
yes.
now, you'll do that
Right.
on the side?
At a workshop meeting.
I'm sorry, is there a copy of the RFQ for the comprehensive plan?
I don't know, it's not.
Copy of one?
I could get you one. Yeah. Everyone who responded asked for the documents. I sent them the documents. Any other comments? Okay. I would like to have a discussion about Phoenicia water rents. And the billings are lower than they have been over the last few years. Less people are up here. People are being more conservative. Bills are higher. We put in a couple of different pumps and some the hydrants we had to replace. So there's been some expenses, and we're really tight on the money. So I think we should consider raising the rates. I've also talked with some grant writers who say that our low rates also inhibit us, and you could probably corroborate that. Candace has told me our lower rates make it difficult for us to get grants. Do you recall that? No.
Not
They-
all, it's based on income.
It's based on income, but it's also, there's a provision about how low our rates are, that it doesn't seem responsible. Those were her words. It's something we should talk about. I think maybe we can have a public hearing and throw some ideas together for next month's meeting.
Yeah, I think it would probably be helpful to have, obviously, the current amount that's in that account and the receipts and expenses over the last handful of years, and probably some amount of comparable rates charged locally and in other nearby water districts to see where ours is in relation to other, nearby neighboring townships.
So, just to clarify, so this the thing with Phoenicia is you have an ad valorem district and you have a district that's paid by the rates. So because it's got both, that's when you have a unique situation, and you have to watch, because where you want that money to go is depending on where you can raise it. There are restrictions on what you're paying for when you pay for the water rent by gallonage, versus, I think, on the flat rate, that is allowed to be placed anywhere within the budget. But the rents are only allowed to use for specific capital project expenditures and things like that. So you gotta watch where the money's going. It may not be particular to raise the per gallon fee. It may be better to look at the flat rate fee as opposed.
Okay.
So, just one, maybe.
Right.
I do vaguely recall, this was some time ago, but being in a meeting with Candace, and I do remember her indicating that the town's contribution toward, or the ratepayers' contribution towards the expenses was potentially a grant consideration or a grant concern. It'd probably be worth double checking that language with her and confirming what that concern may have been.
I was just looking it over the other day and rereading her response to me about her grant, and part of that was right. I believe I forwarded that to you.
I seem to recall that. I don't remember the specifics, and obviously if we're going to discuss those rates, having her either restate those or clarify what those concerns specifically were and what rate would be necessary to meet those concerns would be helpful to have.
Right now, I believe it's $50 for the first 10,000 gallons, and then $5 every 10,000 gallons after that, or the first 100,000, and then $5 for every 10,000 gallons after that. Her suggestion was to double that.
Certainly, if you'd be willing to put that in writing, that'd be nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Wouldn't it be appropriate to discuss that in the context of the budget planning for next year, and then to make a decision to raise rates that begin in January and not?
Yeah, it would be in January. I'm not talking about prior to January. And I'm going to make a motion. We go into executive session after the open public comment.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Right. It's going to be, it's a personnel issue. Okay. Let's start.
Resolution 10123, resolution to pay all bills. Whereas the Department of Audit and Control require town boards to sign and inspect all vouchers coming to the town for payment to number and total amounts from each fund. Therefore, be it resolved that the town board authorize the following vouchers paid. General, $289,144.04. Highway, $239,621.67. Phoenicia Water, $19,017.51. Pine Hill Water, $2,804.55. No numbers for Phoenicia Lights or Chichester Lights. Pine Hill Lights sign, $26.73. And the Shandaken Septic Sewer Maintenance District, $3,266.32 for a total of $553,880.82. And move its adoption.
Second?
Board Member Drake?
Yes.
Board Member Nysel?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yeah.
Supervisor DeSclafani?
Yes.
I have a question. I thought all our signs were solar.
I'm sorry?
I thought all our hamlet signs were solar. What sign,
Well,
what sign are we paying it for in Pine Hill?
The
That-
big sun.
Welcome to Pine Hill.
It's
the
not
big-
a solar light?
even if it's solar, if it uses more power than the solar
Yeah.
provided.
I thought we had solar. I thought like the Mount Trumper's solar, isn't it?
It's been a lot of rain.
Mount Tremper is solar.
Yeah.
I know when it's black.
Oh, it's electric?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ah.
Eight by
Yeah. Yeah. All right, I was just wondering. Sorry.
Resolution 102-23, accepting bids for Glenbrook Park repairs. Whereas pursuant to Resolution 98, 2023, the Town of Shandaken Town Board advertised for bids for repairs to the Glenbrook Park Pavilion and Bathroom located at 48-72 Route 42, Shandaken, SBL 5.13-2-25.100. Whereas bids were received at the Town Clerk's Office, Shandaken Town Hall, 7209 Route 28, P.O. Box 67, Shandaken, New York, 12480, no later than 3 p.m. on Tuesday, September 12, 2023, with bids to be opened at the Town Board meeting on the same date at 7 p.m. Therefore, be it resolved that the following bid was received and accepted as a qualified bidder from New Vista Designs, 589 Greenbush Road, Blauvelt, New York, 10913.
Okay, so there's a list of all the repairs here. $173,000. Does that sound right?
No.
No.
What? I'm telling you.
No.
Well, it's not $173, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
That's that.
Bid received.
What's the amount? What does it say?
Is there a jacuzzi in there?
Well, delightful.
Is that what it says?
Can
Yeah,
somebody
I
call
believe that is
Vinny?
100.
Okay.
Anybody want to move its adoption?
Huh?
I think we're going to move to resolve to review the bid and come back with a decision.
Or just didn't get a second?
Well, I motion we table this.
Yeah. Second.
It is in fact $173,000?
It is in fact.
Okay. Well, maybe we should be looking at replacement costs and see.
We'll table that
Table.
one. Table it. I'll make copies for you guys and put them in the,
Review, value, engineer, and reject.
I had about 9 people email me for the docs, and only one responded. Anyway,
Did they indicate that they needed more time? Would it be worth
No.
reopening the
it would be.
bid? Like, make a motion to reopen the bid and keep it open for a
Yeah,
longer
why-
period of time? Is that
carry this over. I'll put the ad in again.
Let's
we want to reevaluate first?
let's reevaluate
Okay.
what the scope will be.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah, and I don't want to throw names out, but there has been chatter from some local contractors about essentially, maybe volunteering the time and materials for the bathroom, so that could be taken off of the scope of work. And so let's reevaluate. The Parks and Rec Committee will kind of try to line some stuff up and then redo it next month.
Okay,
Sounds good.
great. Resolution 10323, Planner for Comprehensive Plan Committee. Whereas at our August 7, 2023 meeting, Town of Shandaken Town Board requested qualifications and request for proposal for a planner or planning firm to assist with the Town of Shandaken Comprehensive Plan Update Committee. Bids to be received with the Town Clerk's office by Tuesday, September 12, 3 p.m., to be opened at the next scheduled meeting that night at 7 p.m., 7209 State Route 28, Shandaken, New York, 12480. Whereas the bids were received at the Town Clerk's office, Shandaken Town Hall, 7209 Route 28, P.O. Box 67, Shandaken, New York, 12480, no later than 3 p.m. Tuesday, September 12, 2023, with bids to be opened at the Town Board meeting on the same day at 7 o'clock. Therefore, be it resolved, the following bids were received and accepted as qualified bidders. Labella, 100 West Water Street, Suite 101, Elmira, New York, 14901. SLR, 231 Main Street, Suite 102, New Paltz, New York, 12561. Matrix New World, 26 Columbia Turnpike, Florham Park, New Jersey, 07932.
Well, the first one's Labella. First
Okay.
one's Labella. Now, do you want the totals, or do you want me to just post these? Or I'm
well-
sure people are dying to know
I
anyway,
think what we're going to do
because you have to go
is
through them.
defer the opening.
Well,
No, we have to open them
no,
now.
is there any chance that they delivered digital copies of any of these, or
This has flash drives, yes.
could we ask for digital copies of these documents now that they've been opened?
In the
They're-
future,
Well, no, for these copies, so that can look at them.
I know you
Control
don't
F.
like paper, but this one has digital copies, this one does not seem to.
I'm just
They
thinking we
all
could,
have, okay, they all have digital copies.
but we have a point of
I feel
contact.
flash drives,
Oh,
yes.
Oh, okay.
Don't panic, it's okay. He doesn't like paper.
I do not like paper.
He does not like paper. Nobody likes paper.
We don't want to run off 5 copies of all that stuff. It would cost
So-
more than the bid package.
You say that.
So once you hear this price, do you want to hear the prices? We have to do something on the resolution, then you decide later after you go through the paperwork, okay? Because I have to put them on the bids and request page tomorrow,
Okay.
so it has to be done that way. That's the way we've always done it.
You don't have to put the price up there. You just-
Oh, you don't have to?
Just accept them as qualified bidders.
Just go qualify, just the names of the bidders. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
The stuff's in on time, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah, so we had the 3. Do you want to hear the prices or not?
Just, well,
Well, we
yeah, sure.
Okay. All right, Labella,
Park thing.
cost proposal, $67,760. And the second one was
67, 70,
760.
700?
760, yeah, 67,000.
$760.
67,760.
760.
And flash drives. SLR.
So, the prior month, we put in a CFA grant for
80.
for $80,000 to accommodate this cost. So if that is awarded, we would in theory have the funding for this without having to take it out of town budget,
Yeah.
as long as it's below 80,000.
Yeah.
But we won't hear on whether we are awarded the CFA for at least another couple of weeks, if not longer.
Right.
Oh, here's all the books. Okay, so we have 4 books in my office on these. Okay, and there's 4 here, so there's probably 4 there.
Just award it to the smallest book.
Okay, this is SLR out of New Paltz. $158,000 and $625.
Almost as much as the pavilion.
Almost.
Did they include the pavilion?
What?
We'll have to read and find out.
Renegotiate that.
All right, what's Matrix?
It's coming. Thought I had my Girl Scout now. Okay. Matrix is out of Florham Park, New Jersey. Oh, certificate.
to the back page.
It's difficult, doesn't have tabs. Oh, here at the end.
White digital's better.
$100,000, even.
Yeah.
Pending review, there is one that seems
Make
slightly
it-
lower.
Make a motion pending review.
If I'm not mistaken, Labella is doing the plan for Olive.
Olive right now.
LaBella is located, it says Elmira, but their office is also in Andes.
And they're, I believe, working with the Olive Comprehensive Plan Committee or just completed that. So there is perhaps some overlap with our own location.
Yeah. So we'll accept his bids? Board Member Drake?
We're just-
Accept them as
we're
qualified
Accepting
bidders.
as qualified, yes.
Yes. Board Member Nysel?
Yes?
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor DeScalani?
Yes. Okay, let's set a meeting date that we can focus just on this. We need to do, how's next Tuesday? A week from today,
19th?
the 19th?
It's a PH2 meeting, right?
Is what?
There's a PH2 meeting that night, and I can't do during the day.
All right, PH2, 19th.
Really, my next 2 to 3 weeks are not great.
Wednesday? No, that's a, planning board is,
ZBA is the 20th.
Yeah.
ZBA is the 20th?
Yeah. Thursday, that's DA
We could do
night.
it before the ZBA meeting? Like,
hearing at 6:45.
okay, if we did it at 5 on Wednesday?
Nope.
No? What, could you do any time on Wednesday?
I could do 6:30.
We have Parks and Recreation.
I cannot.
God, you're doing too much.
He's got a planner. She's right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, 27th, anything going on the 27th?
Planning board workshop.
Planning board workshop.
Tuesday, the 26th. You can't
could-
do it during the day?
I could do the 26th.
I can't be at any meeting.
Oh, yeah, no.
I could do
Well,
the
we gotta
night.
have it.
The night of the 26th.
I can do the night of the 26th.
26th is what's
Tuesday.
happening, something at Pine Hill Communities? The housing,
Jesus.
What time is that?
5 to 8, you can come at some point in that window, or you
Why don't we have the meeting at 7?
That works for me. That's fine.
7 o'clock on the 26th?
Yeah.
7 o'clock, the 26th.
Yeah.
7 o'clock?
7 o'clock, the 26th.
Special meeting.
Is that everything?
I made that motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Are we good to move on to other
We're going to
resolutions?
move on, yeah. Greenhouse gas.
Resolution 104-23, undertake a community greenhouse gas inventory and community climate action plan. Whereas the town of Shandaken pledged to take part in the New York State DEC Climate Smart Community Certification Program that includes the preparation of a community greenhouse gas emissions inventory report and community operations climate action plan. And whereas a community greenhouse gas inventory is an inventory of greenhouse gas emissions created by the entire community, and whereas free technical assistance is available to support the development of the inventory and plan from the Hudson Valley Regional Council through a New York State DEC Climate Smart Communities Coordinator Services contract, and whereas a completed inventory and plan count towards Climate Smart Communities certification, specifically PE2 Action Community Greenhouse Gas Emissions Inventory and PE2 Action Community Climate Action Plan, and whereas the Climate Smart Task Force comprised of town officials and environmental volunteer community leaders will collaborate with HVRC in the development of these publications, review drafts, and provide valuable feedback on iterations that result in the final draft, and whereas the task force will provide an opportunity for public input and comment on the draft report, and whereas the task force will present a summary of the inventory results and the draft community operations climate action plan to the town board for consideration of adoption. Now therefore be it resolved, the Shandaken Town Board hereby undertake a community operations greenhouse emission inventory report and the community operations climate action plan. And be it further resolved, the town board authorizes submission of these documents to the New York State DEC Office for Climate Change for consideration of points toward climate smart community certification for the town of Shandaken and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Drake?
Yes.
Board Member Nysel?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Board Member Supervisor DeSclafani?
Yes.
On a slightly related note, I believe either next week or the week after, we should hear of whether our application for bronze certification was received and successfully approved.
Resolution 10523, update Phoenicia Water Engineers Report. Whereas the Town of Shandaken Town Board is the Phoenicia Water Board and apply for grant funding from many sources, and whereas the Shandaken Town Board has an outdated engineer's report from the town's engineering firm SLR, and whereas the town needs updated engineer reports to qualify for and apply for grants, and now therefore be it resolved, the Town of Shandaken asks SLR to update the Phoenicia Water Engineers Report, and be it further resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to sign any agreements required and spend no more than $20,000 and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Drake?
Yes.
Board Member Nysel?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yeah.
Supervisor DeSclafani?
Yeah.
First paragraph is put it confusing.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Sorry. Resolution 106-23, resolution requesting no campaign signage until after Columbus Day, October 9th, 2023. Whereas the town of Shandaken recognized the importance of preserving its natural beauty and viewscapes throughout the town, and whereas Columbus Day weekend is recognized as a highly desirable time for visitors to travel to our area and enjoy the pristine beauty of Shandaken, therefore the town board of Shandaken requests that campaign signs for the general election, regardless of party affiliation or contest, not be displayed until after Monday, October 9th, 2023, and move its adoption.
Second.
Board Member Drake?
Yes.
Board Member Nysel?
Yes.
Board Member Van Blarkum?
Yes.
Supervisor DeSclafani?
Yes.
Hasn't that officially been renamed yet?
Yeah, I like the self-edit there. That was good.
Yeah, I like that.
Open public comment.
Hello, everybody.
Apologies.
That was James. He broke down.
I'm Beth Waterman. I wanted to mention the Balkan Mountain Music Festival, which the Phoenicia Library is holding at Glenbrook Park on Saturday, September 23rd from 3:30 to 7, with support from Ulster Savings Bank. This will be the third year we've had this festival, and it just keeps growing in size and splendor. This year we have 4 bands. We have Eva Salinas Community Choir. We have Mac and Cheese Power Trio. We have Pontic Firebird and Bourbon and Breast Milk. So it's Bourbon and Breast Milk is an a cappella singing group, and they finish around the fire at the end when it's getting dark. It's very polyrhythms and harmonies from the Republic of Georgia and so forth. So it's a lot of fun. It's dancing and music and community hanging out. Bring a picnic, and your family. And if you're curious to know more about the music, you can hear some of it on Brett Barry's Cats Cast. His most recent podcast is about the festival, and he recorded last year from some of the bands that were playing. And the second, so that's Saturday, September 23rd. Where? At Glenbrook Park.
Okay.
And if you listen to the podcast, you will be amazed at how much they love Glenbrook Park. All the bands, the foreign performers, think they're in the Balkans when they're at Glenbrook Park. So they were transported. And on Tuesday, September 20th, Wednesday, September 20th, from 1 to 2:30 at the Pine Hill Community Center, Ulster County Resource Recovery Agency will come back for another workshop. We had 2 composting workshops in the spring, but a lot of people had questions about recycling, which is one of the more confusing situations in this world. And they will be here to tell us all the details about recycling, what you can, can't, why, what the markets are for recycled materials, and so forth. So, thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to
Kristen.
remind everyone that we have Fall Nisha Monday on October 7th. If anyone wants to be a vendor at this event, it's going to be on the corner of Church and Main Street in Benicia. And if you want to be a vendor, please let me know or contact, I can leave flyers, Benicia Rotary, if you want to sign up for a scarecrow. Yeah, I'll get you on that. And if you want to be a vendor, you have to let us know by the 28th of September. But free event, should be fun. I'll leave these.
What time?
11 to 3.
Thanks.
11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Thank you, Sam. Christina?
I would like to apply for a grant. And my friend March Gallagher, who gave that wonderful presentation about broadband access in our area, sent it to me because she thought it would be perfect for the Phoenicia Festival of the Arts. And the application window is September 1st to October 2nd. So she thought it would be smart for me to bring it up here at this meeting since I have to apply now, because I can apply through a municipality or through local units of government. I don't have a 501c3 yet. And she thought that, you know, as it is still such a small operation, that it might be smart to do it through the municipality. And it's a really great grant that the festival sort of hits all of the, you know, community building and that sort of thing. And it's also for programs that are young. So in their first 3 years of being. And as the Festival of the Arts was just sort of hastily gathered together this August, I'd like to sort of have a couple of years of doing it before, you know, branching into 501c3, but I would like to take advantage of this grant, which can be granted through a municipality, and just wanted to present that idea and say I have to fill out and have the application ready by October 2nd. But also that I would probably be looking for other opportunities to do a grant application like this, and you know, want to see if I can do it through town.
We're willing to help.
I mean, I would do
but
the entire grant.
You do the whole
I would
thing?
do all the work.
Let us
And,
look it
you know,
over, and it
exactly.
needs to be presented or.
The deadline is October 2nd, and then funding decisions would be announced in February of 2000.
Could
Okay.
we look at it by the 26th? To make
So before then, we have we have a workshop on the 22nd, so if you can get it to us by then, we could maybe put a letter of support with it.
Something like that. I was
26th.
asking March what
26th.
that
Oh,
was.
we've got, no,
Well,
we've
we
got
have
both.
another workshop on
Budget one on the
the
22nd.
afternoon
Yeah, that's
on the
correct. Yes.
22nd.
What's the name of the grant?
It's a rural, hold on one second, rural program initiative, and
Can you send me the link? You have my
Yeah,
email,
send-
right?
send
And
us-
if you send me the link, I'll distribute it.
oh yeah.
Send us all the link, right?
Definitely, okay, I'll send it to you in a link, and, you know.
Okay.
Do you know if there's any matching requirements as part of that grant?
There might be matching requirements, but it could be in-kind support from the local community as well. So it could be like local support
Yep.
for the festival and not necessarily a funds matching kind of thing. But I would obviously, you know, look for it.
Okay. Yeah.
Great, thank you so much.
Anything to help. Any more comments? Rob?
Just to make you aware, when you do an RFP and RFQ, the reason that you don't ask for the price is supposed to be separate in an envelope, because you're supposed to be scoring based on the qualifications, which is what Hillary was getting at. You score solely on the qualifications and are not tainted by a price that was given to you. So reading the prices out loud is kind of contrary to the whole process. Just pointing that out to you.
Thank you.
In other words, I didn't see any resolutions to resolve this truck and the $5,000.
There's no resolution yet.
No,
Yeah.
so we're not,
Thank you.
still on, we're gonna keep it for another year.
Are there any other public comments? Yes.
Yeah, so I've been attending the planning board meetings, following the Aerostar Petroleum project. And at the last public hearing, there was a lot of, members of the public, and they hadn't had the opportunity to review the plans because the plans are not available online. Currently, our application requirements don't include that the applicant provide a digital PDF copy of the plans that could be put on the website. And we brought it up at the meeting and were told that that required a law change. But I'm pretty sure it's just a policy change, an application update. And it would be great if, if the website is obviously easy to update on a daily basis. If for projects that require, coordinated activity, if it's an unlisted action or if it's type 1 action, at minimum that those applications be posted, online and available before at least public hearings.
Thank you.
I have Sophie from Foxhall. A reminder about the Central Catskills Housing Resource Meetup. If you want to propose a shorter name, I invite. But this is all about housing in our community, which is mostly Shandaken, but also recognizing that there are, people who aren't necessarily in the bounds of town who are experiencing this housing crisis that we're all experiencing, and how we can work together. So certain things you can expect. So it's on September 26th, 5 to 8 p.m. at the Pine Hill Community Center. The members of the Housing Smart Committee will be there, so invite anybody interested to come talk with us. We'll have food from Phoenicia Diner. Thank you for their donation. We'll have Ulster Savings Bank there to talk about their first-time homeowner mortgage program. We'll have CWC, People's USA, who help in all aspects, but when it comes to housing, anything from tenants' rights to people experiencing homelessness and how we can, as a community, provide them resources. We'll have representatives from RUPCO. We'll have Family of Woodstock, including people from the Home Share program, which is coming kind of towards us in this direction, so how we can all work together. But the idea is not just information going out, it's an opportunity for people to come and share their experience, whether they've been looking for renting opportunities and can't find them, whether they have a place to rent and want to meet somebody who potentially can fill that. There will be homeowner resources, so if you do own a home and you need help understanding how to navigate all of the intricacies of that. But it's really an opportunity for all of us to talk about the issue of housing together and to better understand what some of the needs are, but also what are some of the creative solutions that we can come up with together to address this. So September 26th, that's a Tuesday, 5 to 8 p.m. at the Pine Hill Community Center. You can email info@pinehillcommunitycenter.org if you have questions, or you can reach out on Facebook to myself. I'm the chair of the Housing Smart Committee. And I just wanted to mention on a different note with the Farmers Market, I appreciate Robert and Chad coming to kind of help maybe just ease my mind that we're not creating big safety issues in town. Maybe I thought the event was bigger than it was, but just making sure that we're addressing the issue of safety and making sure our local population feels like they can get down from the senior homes down to Main Street, that visitors can safely access the park and the trail. But yeah, so thank you for addressing that. Oh, and last one thing I want to also, because I talk about the benefits, so I don't know if I've mentioned this at the meeting, but veterans are eligible for the Fresh Connect Checks coupon program. They have to contact the Office of Veterans Affairs in order to obtain these coupons
Through the county or through the state?
through the county.
Okay.
And I saw there was an event happening soon at the Phoenicia location of our. So anyway, I just want to make sure that I put that out there, that veterans can access these checks, these coupons, and then they can come spend them at the farmer's market. And there is an expiration date on those, so the sooner you can obtain them, the better. And unfortunately, we can't obtain them for a veteran. Veterans have to pursue them themselves. So.
Thank you, Sophie. Jan?
I'm Jan Jaffe. We have, from Pine Hill, we have two upcoming PH2 meetings, one on the 19th, thank you, Kevin, from 5 to 8 at the Pine Hill Community Center. We're reconvening after a summer break, but it's only been the idea of a break because almost every committee has been working on something, so we're going to put our heads together and see where we are with all of that. And it's a potluck and everybody's welcome. It's a lot of fun. It's 5:30 to 7 it ends, so it's an hour and a half of your time. And October 3rd, Tuesday, October 3rd from 5:30 to 7, Lisa Berger from the Department of Tourism is coming to PH2 to talk about data about Western Ulster, particularly Shandaken. So if you have questions that, data questions that you'd like Lisa to research ahead of time, if you send them to info@pinehillcommunitycenter.org or to me, I will make sure she gets them. But she's going to do a presentation and answer our questions about tourism in the Catskills, particularly in our region.
Thank you, Jan. Andrew?
Andrew Messenger from Pine Hill. I'd like to reiterate what Hillary Smith said about digital submissions and how important they are. The various permitting boards and commissions within the town are left at a disadvantage when they receive applications that are not in a digital form, because the applicant almost always has a digital copy that can be very quickly and easily searched. The town can't do that. It puts the town at a great disadvantage of not being able to access the information. I would like, if the town board has the authority or the willingness to do it, to require digital submissions by a given date. And there are simple standards that can be set for them.
Thank you.
It's a climate smart move too, because then you don't have to come here to look at plans if you're a member of the public. You can just look online without driving here.
And you save reams and reams of paper.
Well, they're very easy to upload.
I'm for it.
All in favor? Any other comments? Well, we're going to take a few minutes or more. We need to go into an executive session before we adjourn the meeting. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Okay.
Make a motion, we close the executive session, no decisions.
Wait, we're not on.
Oh,
Wait.
oh, I'm sorry.
Say again?
8:07.
8:07.
You can turn it back on. We're done with executive session. No decisions were made. I make a motion, we close executive session.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I'm going to adjourn the meeting in memory of Debbie Perez, Grant Gilsinger, Kathleen Myers, Manuel Martins, Ruth Hauska, John Anitra, and Andrew Ponsick Jr. Thank you, everyone.
Motion to adjourn?
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.